General Anselmo Avenido Jr., President of PMA Class 1967, Baguio City Mayor Mauricio Dumugan, a longtime friend spanning almost 40 years, Lieutenant General Donato San Juan II, the Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy, my fellow mistas of PMA Class 1967 and their families, my beloved countrymen. You know, usually I do not read speeches, but since I am with you, with the family, I mean the generational crowd, I would like to be proper and well, of course, this one is prepared, that comes from the heart. Kasi pag nagsasalita ako ng hindi lumalabas yung totoo kasi yung piniprepare ng staff ng Malacanang, it's almost walang mali. But you cannot express what you want to say, and there are plenty of things that can be said about our country today. But anyway, first of all, my heartfelt congratulations to the Masupil class of 1967 on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee. Let me also give my thanks to our families who've always been there for us through thick and thin. This night is also for them. As we commemorate this momentous event, let us also celebrate the lives of our mistas and Class 67 ladies who have gone before us. Their camaraderie and valuable contribution to our society will be forever be cherished in our memories. 23 years ago, I became an adopted member of the PMA Class 1967. Our tradition of service to the people can be attested by our history, remains a source of pride to everyone in this batch. That is why I'm very honored to be considered a Masupil. Alam mo, I would like to insert something here. You know, I am greatly proud to be a class of 1967. And there will never be a time that I would shame the class. Now, just to make clear, it is a matter of principle also and honor. I said during the campaign that if any of my family or ako mismo would be involved in corruption in government, you can be sure, you have my word, I will resign immediately. Kaya ang gusto ko lang sabihin sa inyo, because it's politics again. It's a rehash of what it's pure garbage. But, you know, I'm president, I've ordered AMLAC and everybody to give information sa, what's my worth in this, in terms of pesos in this planet. So, hindi ko kayo hiyain. Walang anak ko o ako mismo, sa totoo lang. I have not signed any voucher even for myself. I only receive a salary and that's it. I do not accept my allowances. Wala po ako. I avoided it and it will be so until the end of my term. But then I would hit hard against corruption. So I must set the example. Because if I don't, I cannot command obedience. You know, our people have endured corruption all throughout the years. I would not like to be a person of, into the blame game. But at least during my time, there will be a respite for the people. And corruption will really be controlled or stopped. Yan ang masiguro ninyo. We have produced 85 outstanding graduates who spent their military careers protecting the peace and sovereignty of our country. You know, singit na rin ako. Davao City is growing very fast. For the first time, it has hit, and it is a record for this country, umabot kami ng 9% growth rate. And for you who have been to Davao, nakita naman ninyo. So I do not have to really to pull my own chair. But ang ginusto ko sana noon was really to model at least my humble years during the presidency like Davao. But alam mo ninyo talaga at lahat na-assign doon sa Mindanao pati sa Davao, alam nila yan. Alam ninyo mga mista na I really am a very, I was a prosecutor and lalo na itong issue sa droga, it is not acceptable to me. 4 million already as slaves to a chemical to fatten the pockets of the drug lords. I have to do some cleansing, hindi naman lahat, but the police will have to return to back to the campaign against drugs. I did not declare an operation, a police operation, simply to deal with it. I waged a war. And my order to the armed forces and to the police was to destroy the apparatus of drugs. Kasi wala ho mangyari. If they are the drug lords and they have the shipment, but kung wala lang sanang organization to run it down on the level of street pushing, hindi talaga matatapos to. At kung sasabihin mo lang sa akin na yung mga maliliit lang, yung mga mahirap lang ang namamatay, hindi ho totoo yan. And the western side of the Visayas is quite stable condition. The Albuera mayor, yung sinasabi nila na sinalvage ng police, well, that is the story of the other side. PNP is under my office. So I would only believe what the police would tell me. You cannot force me to accept a theory that it was improbable for this to happen or that it did not occur at all. Because maniwala ako sa sundalo pati sa police. Kasi sila ho ang under ko. Hindi yung outsiders or even if you're a neutral witness. That's not the way how to do it. And you cannot say that, alam mo, ang nanay ko kasi puta, ang tatay ko hold upper lang, kaya nagkaganito ang buhay ko. So if you give me that explanation, pati na yung Katoliko, how can I deal with the problem? There are 4 million, and I never realized that, until I became the president and had access to all information. And it was very shattering to realize that there were already millions of Filipinos afflicted with drug contamination. Masisira ang bayan ko. Sabi ko nga sa lahat ako simple lang, mayor lang ako at never really aspired to be what I am now. When I was not crazy about it, I never hungered for it. Pero kung ang bayan ko na ang nakataya, pasensya na lang. I cannot say, the world will never stop to listen to your sad story. As equally guilty as the pusher would be the drug lords. At kita mo naman, we have somehow, but again, there's a looming danger. And this is mixed with drugs, just like the Middle East situation. I have to warn you that in the coming days, if ISIS could get a foothold here, meron na kasi lang, I don't know what happened to Absalom. The military did a very wonderful thing there. They bombed the place and we were quite good at that night. And so there's a lessening of activity. Pero if the ISIS loses the land-based Middle East, then we will have a problem here because of the long desire to establish a caliphate in Southeast Asia. So that we have to prepare. And I would need about 20 more 1,000 soldiers to deal with the problem. And about 10 battalions of sub forces of the police. We have received, I know that most of you went to the United States to study after you graduated from the academy along the way sa careers ninyo. I know how you feel about it. But as usual, there's always a double talk there in our relations with other countries, particularly the U.S. Hindi naman sila tumulong. So in Davao City, it's really a busy day for me because the Chinese are coming, business and all, and even the military. And yesterday, a huge plane, Ilyushin Russian delegation, and they talked to me, and we discussed so many matters. And they want to train our soldiers also. And initially, last night, I committed to send 10 PNP members and 10 members of the armed forces. We have to connect, because not only about weapons, but the critical mass of information that we can share with them. We cannot just afford to just wait for something out of his generosity. Mahirap naman. It's always itit for that. And sometimes nga, sasabihin sa iyo na, you're about to lose your assistance and everything if you don't behave. So I took that as a very serious offense against the people. Nung mayor ako sa Davao, okay lang. Because I was not carrying the burden of sovereignty for my country. But when you chastise me international, sabi ko, ayaw ko nga magsalita ng walang guide. Kasi lalabas talaga yung... And the Russian said that I am the only one who said something about President of America and American policy itself. Pinilit nila ako, and every time they say yung assistance, parang palabas na patay gutom tayo kung wala. Kaya ako talaga pumutok. Yun ang, para malaman lang rin niyo ang, ano ang sa puso ko. But I said, you have my commitment. This country will be run without any corruption. Kaya nga yung taga rito, yung BIR na si Dulay, si from Baguio, he was just also occupying the room across our. Ang nandoon sa isang kwarto, si Bebot Belio, pati si Dulay, who's now the BIR. Even noon, talagang straight yan. Yung magnakaw kami noon ng, magnakaw, kasi Holy Week, walang tao. And we would ransack the grocery of the YMCA. Hindi talaga sumasali ang Dulay na yan. Bebot Belio, medyo kawatan yan. Well, kami lahat, pero si Dulay, ayaw talaga yan ng kalukuhan. So even after retirement, our members remain active in socio-civic activities such as donations, drives for the victims of typhoons Ondoy, Habagat, and Yolanda. Our deep-rooted love for our country is what drives us to serve. I am confident, therefore, that our ministers who are holding key positions in the public and private sectors will deliver what is expected of them and more. We are now in the process of modernizing the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police so that they may have performed their mandates effectively. I have instructed our law enforcement agencies to be relentlessly pursuing those who would do harm to our people and the country, including criminal organizations, drug syndicates, and terrorists. At no other time, maybe except for President Marcos, na ang suporta ninyo sa armed forces pati sa police nandyan. Walang limit, sabi ko, everything that you need, you'll have the priority. Kaya by the year's end, everybody, every soldier would have double the salary that he gets. Dublado sila una, ang mga sundalo pati police. They did it because, just on the side, my father was the governor of Davao when it was only one province. But when he died, pinaghati-hati ni President Marcos, it's called gerrymandering, to give every leader a piece of territory. So there's Davao City, Davao del Sur, Davao Oriental, went to Rabat, Davao Sur went to Almendras and Cojuangco, and Davao Norte went to the Florendos, yung banana. So that's how Davao was divided. But alam ko, it's just laking pulis talaga ako pati. Philippine Constabulary, no? So my father was also a jago during the time that he was a lawyer in Cebu. So kaya alam ko ang puso ng sundalo. Kaya sabi ko, buy the best. And I told ko, I do not follow the style ninyo na lowest bid. That particular race is really the source of corruption. Lalo na yung lowest bid, lalo yung papel na yung lowest bid, ipagbili pa niya, kaya i-subcontract niya. Kaya ganoon ang projects natin. But it will not happen during my time. Hindi talaga pwede yan. And I do not mind people who have the finance capacity and just group together and may equipments ka, may pera ka. Pero sabihin mo to farm out the concession, kalukuhan niya. And they've always warned ayaw ninyo maniwala o hindi, walang papel na about contract sa gobyerno dumadating sa ayaw ko. I do not talk to businessmen because you talk to the secretary. And I do not sign documents and biddings and all. Sa iyo yan. Huwag ninyong paabutin sa akin, pero do it right and do it legally. Or else, maghiwalay-hiwalay tayo. Because, my government is not ours to play with, especially to earn more than what is really given to you by law. So, no matter where our journey in life led us the last 50 years, our shared love and sacred duty to serve our motherland will always bond us together as members of the Dimasupil class of 1967. Let me thank everyone for this unwavering support that you have given me back when I was still mayor of Davao City until my bid for the presidency. Alam mo, balikan ko ang Davao, I would not have succeeded really. Kung wala yung military pati police, had I not secured the support of the military, the armed forces and the police, I could not have made Davao what it is today. It's the bustling city, it has grown by, doon na lahat napupunta na, they're doing business. And yung medyo na-retire na, baka hindi na kayo makapasya, let us have another reunion again. Kita-kita tayo doon. Yung iba, nakakalaro pa ng golf. Yung iba naman, naglalakad lang. Istorya na lang. But that is life. I'm 72. So we have to get old. Baka nga ako siguro ang pinakatanda doon sa klase natin. Well, anyway, I said, as we grow through the years, it would be good for us to see each other, kape-kape tayo, or you want to, kung ticket lang naman, maraming mag-sponsor niyan. Let us have more reunions in our life because, time is getting short. And baka mahirapan na tayong to gather in this kind of course, wala akong maidala kasi I would have wanted also to meet you, yung pamilya ko, but Inday is the mayor. Saka hindi siguro maiwanan yung siyudad. And by the way, I have 2 wives. When I was elected by si Joy Casilian, yung babae doon, yung Tisay, wala na yun. Naghiwalay na kami. Annulled. And I have a new one, very much younger, but she got pregnant when I was 60 years old. Kaya galit na galit ang nanay ko sa akin. Sabi niya, hindi ka maghinto, ganung edad mo. Well, life is always like that. But we remain to be friends. Ang problema lang, Elizabeth is suffering. She's 3rd stage breast cancer. Ito naman si Lito, nasali sa kalukuhan ni Duterte. That woman is a very hard-working one. She started her donut in Davao 18 years ago. And she's doing good. at lahat ng karne ng mall doon sa Davao, lahat galing sa kanya. And maybe that was, kasi I've been mayor for 23 years. Puro ilang lahat naman yung may-ari ng mga mall kababata ko. So siguro out of Tolong, besides being the partner of the mayor, she has really kakuha ng pera sa buhay. Pero it's not, it's a product of 18 years. 11 na yung ano niya, outlets niya sa donut. So, the bright future we envision can only be accomplished if we play a role as agents of change in this crucial juncture in our history. Alam ninyo, if you really want change, if you really want na talagang gusto ninyo yung Pilipinas para sa anak ninyo, especially yung grandchildren, ngayon na. This is the time that you can come out and talk about what ails government. I assure you, what is just lacking is the assertiveness ng Pilipino. Ayaw kasi magsalita kasi takot sa gobyerno. Pagka may hingian na yung, lalo na matanda na tayo, yung mga land titles, yung sa register of deeds, no specific office. Ganun yan eh. And ang mga tao kasi pabalik-balik, so that in our government now, if we have a transaction with any department, could be defense or agriculture or whatever, I have only given them 1 month to act on it, either to approve or disapprove. But they have to let go of the papers or application or whatever. Sa lower, which is really the source of all the heartaches of the Filipinos, yung mga direktor, hindi nagre-report. Pag nag-report ng umaga, wala na sa hapon. O ilang araw hindi mag-report, tapos maghintay yung papel. At yung iba naman, they take advantage, took advantage of the delay, maghingi ng pera. All you have to do is to be assertive. I have ordered the immigration and customs. Ginsa nga, tayong mga mayor, kami ni Mayor Dumugan, o yung mga representante na kilala, we go to Hong Kong and we have an extra luggage because you want to buy clothes. Not really to smuggle. So madoble na yung bagahe mo. But you are just, may salot pa. Pero yung mga OFW na mga mahirap, kakalkalin pa nila at isa-isa. Tinitignan ko lang eh. And minsan napaaway ako dyan because of the TV na gusto nilang bayaran pa. Sabi ko, for Diyos na naman kayo. So I had to introduce myself that I am Mayor Duterte of Davao City. I do not like what I'm seeing. Sabi ko talaga sa kanya, magdating din ng araw, dumating nga yung araw. So pag binuksan yung ano ninyo, palpalin mo yung kamay. Ito. You create a scene, whatever office. Murahin mo. Total dadating sa akin yan eh. Because you would cause an uproar there. Di ko gusto mo, sampalin mo. Sabi ni Duterte doon sa Baguio, huwag mo akong do not with me. Sabihin mo, ayaw ko yan, kay mali yan. All you have to just is to point out, yung 888. You name the person. You name the official. Si director ng gano'n. Wala, humihingi dito ng, and I would call him, and I would call you. But I will allow you to slap him twice. One for each ganon, pati ganon. Totoo, yan lang ang, alam mo sa totoo lang. Ang takot talaga ng tao. Hindi matakot ng sumbong-sumbong. Ang takot ng tao, no particular position, it's the embarrass. Kaya pagka ganon, ipatawag ko, just text. Director, ganon, hanggang ngayon wala yung papel namin, limang ba? Neda, anak ka ng, Neda, may application ako for a simple commuter train. Yung simple lang na, the old one, wag na yung bago, wala yung bullet. Ito yung chug. Na presidente na lang akong, yung papel nandyan pa sa kanila. Kaya Neda, 1 month. Kay Gina Lopez na patay na tayo nito ngayon. Ang gulo na. But I will review. There's such thing as the exhaustion, mga abogado, exhaustion of administrative remedies. I will not judge it now. Titignan ko yung, kung mali talaga, wala akong magawa. If it's destructive to the environment, but Baguio is having serious problem with your environment here. Pagka wala akong magawa. But if then we correct it. We get something like 70 billion a year out of the mining operations in the entire Philippines. So yan ang, that you have to also to take into consideration, and that's really money. But every relief organization is demanding that I continue with the peace talk. Binigay ko na nga lahat eh. I released the Tiamson spouses. They are the real ideologues dito sa organization. Para lang makapunta doon sa, sana pinagpapatay yung sundalo ko, pati pulis, ay anak ka ng, let's say kayo. Hindi ba pwede yung ganon? Well, but the bright future we envision can only be accomplished if we all play a role as agents, as I've said. Let us work together under a common goal of building a better Philippines and in realizing our inherent greatness as a people. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, if you want to start the change for our mga anak natin, and you can be sure, anybody can examine the bank accounts ko, sarili ko, pati pamilya ko. Those were the garbage that were dished out during the last election, plus yung lahat ng Duterte na land titles sinali doon. Malay ko ba ilang kaming Duterte sa buhay na ito? Ang buhay, ang lupa ko, umabot po ng Negros pati Pagadian. Kaya lahat ng Duterte, nilagay nila akin. Garbage. Pero ganun talaga ang buhay. But anyway, Mista, pag ano tayo, the last time, pwede pa naman kayo magtrabaho eh. So, yung iba, nandyan, yung iba wala pa, but marami yan, totoo lang. Yung mga board, that's about 6,000 signature. Hindi ko pa napuno. So, if you just want to work about half a day, board lang naman, di naman, lalo na sa inyo, it's really very fitting. Bored lang, because you are actually bored sitting there. You'll die of boredom. So yan ang inyo pa, ano na lang, I'm ready to accept applications from you. Or your if I can help you, basta ito lang atin, everything that we do is legal, it is right, wala tayong problema lahat. And I can be your servant. And I said, I can guarantee you that the moment na 7 months pa naman ako, wala naman akong, but the moment na ma-involve yung mga anak ko o ako corruption, I give you my word, I will resign immediately. And if you ask me now whether I am exceedingly or inordinately proud of getting the presidency, may I be allowed to state for the record, I do not need it during this time of my life. Tapos na ako sa mga applause, mga adulation. I've been there as a congressman, as a mayor, 23 years. Wala na sa akin yung it does not no more added value sa akin. Basta ako trabaho at kung makatulong ako sa inyo, mga mista natin. Hindi pa naman tayo talagang inutil. Yan nga, yan. Dapat na sa inyo mga board. Because you're always bored. I know that you cannot sit there 8 hours. After isang meeting, okay na yan. Play golf again. So that is how we try to carve out a way of how to make the exit in this life. Maraming salamat po.